with us. All right, we want to cross back over to Parliament, where the Auditor General, Edward Ouko, is facing the Parliamentary Accounts Committee, just raising serious questions about the county's expenditure. Let's cross over and listen in.
No other than a disclaimer. Now, what has gone wrong? Is this the issue of capacity? Is this the impunity we're beginning to see coming in a different format? Non-compliance with the set rules and regulations, the acts of parliament? What has gone wrong? And I'll put, of course, closely the counties that have also equally attracted adverse reports. Year in, year out, they have not even bothered to look at the exit reports that the Auditor General have done during the auditing process. We see some of them coming with volumes, and I'm glad you have clearly stated figures will never change. So at Senate committee level, what we're looking for, can we now apply the sanctions that are provided for in the law? There are enough of them that we can be applied for.
All right, there you have it, the Auditor General Edward Ouko just having a one-on-one sitting with members of the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament. Let's just take a look at something related to that in terms of the county expenditure. Let's take a look.
On last audited account of the National Assembly, not even Senate, how do we overcome this issue? Because the problem that we want to see is that, true to our mandate, we want to see the county government getting more resources based on the annual budget. So how do we marry the two? The last audited account in the National Assembly and the annual budget. Does that bring us closer to what you want us to do and what you want to do, performance auditing issues? I think I'll narrow those to two of those levels so that Chair, others can ask.
Olekina, Senator.
Thank you, Chair. Auditor General, I'm quite happy that we have ESCC here, and I hope we have the Control of Budget and the DPP. I've looked at the Public Audit Act on the process and types of audits, and there are very clear steps which are laid out. If you go specifically to Section 30 and also 31, 4 and 5, we have seen
billion from their local revenue sources. There was some 900 million allocated through the road maintenance fuel levy. Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, it's 10.26 million, 900 million for user fees forgone, and we had some opening balance of about 25.75 million Kenya shillings that was carried from the previous year. Mr. Chairman, you'll observe that the new constitution provides that money does not lapse. Count resources or monies allocated to the county government does not lapse at the end of the financial year, and therefore it can be plowed forward to the next year's budget. And therefore, this 25 million was carried from the previous budget. We have 4.2 billion as money given for level 5 hospitals across all the counties. We had about 2 billion for rehabilitation of youth polytechnics across the 47 counties. And we had some loans and grants from development partners amounting to 7.5 billion Kenya shillings. We had also money and funds to support level 2 hospitals at the counties, 1.95 billion. This is also donor funded. Out of all these resources, the controller was able to release a total of 324.12 billion to all the 47 counties, and 77.7% of this amount, or equivalent to 251.96 billion, was used on recurrent expenditure, while 22.3% was released for development expenditure. I want to observe here, Mr. Chairman, that as we see the next slides or the next information or presentation, is that although we are budgeting for that 3.9% on development expenditure, Mr. Chairman, when we look at the actual releases to these two categories, the percentages are now dropping to 22.3. Therefore, does not meet the 30% provided for